there, this is the TheAnYPony and welcome to my review of Just for Sidekicks. This is an episode featuring the main six's pets, what is pretty Luna damn awesome! And Spike, in a lead role. And of course, out of character. Again. Please excuse me for a moment.
Wie schwer ist es bitte, ein Charakter, der seit der allerersten Folge dabei ist und jede Menge Charakterisierung bekommen hat, halbwegs treffsicher zu schreiben? Oh, scheiß die Wand an!
Okay, I'm ready to go now. Let's get started. Even though I prefer to go into a new episode blind, I kind of already heard that it would be about the pets and I was intrigued by this idea. As a dog person, I naturally like Winona. And Opal is always fun to watch. Olicious haven't been in the show for a while and it's nice to see him again. I'm quite curious how Tank is doing as Dashy's pet. And who does not enjoy to watch the pimp among all alligators in action? About Angel Bunny, well, every group needs a character you can hate. And he does this job well. Just look at everyone's expression when he causes trouble once again. Too bad Pee-wee isn't around anymore. At least we finally got some closure in regards to his disappearance from the show. So yeah, the pets are great. There is an endless stream of tiny interactions, funny moments and awesome expressions throughout the episode. And there is happening so much at once. You always find something new when you rewatch this episode. I could watch the whole 20 minutes just featuring those 6 pets doing their thing. And I even enjoyed the CMC this time around. While I thought of them as quite annoying in the past, they really started to grow on me recently. So what was my problem with this episode again?
I think what Gummy's trying to say is that he'd like a little Spike time.
Oh right, that. Isn't it just great that within this only 13 episode long season we got not 1 but 2 Spike episodes? And the whole reforming Discord issue was crammed into one rushed episode? Who wants to see more Discord when we can see Spike being an unlikable idiot? And don't get me started on Rarity's lack of spotlight. I am not exactly a fan of hers, and even I start missing her. The really sad aspect of this episode is that there is actual awesome stuff in there. Rainbow nuzzling with Tank, relatable CMCs, Olicious's new face expressions, Easter eggs in the background, Gummy and Angel playing Snap the Bunny, Winona using the industrial size hairdryer, and many more. But while the Timberwolves in Spike's last episode were kind of a redeeming factor, this time Spike is a spoiler for an otherwise fantastic episode about the pets. Okay, let's take Spike apart and see where the writer screwed him over this time. It starts right at the beginning with his uncontrollable compulsion to eat his gems before they even reach the door for his jewel cake. If he really had this obsessional need to eat every gem in front of him, how did he even manage to save up so many in the first place? How was he able to restrain himself when he was gem hunting with Rarity? How in the name of the Royal Sisters can I believe he was capable of waiting patiently for his birthday fire ruby to age? I know, he's a baby dragon and children often have trouble to control themselves when they really want something. But first, he was capable to restrain himself in the past, as I just explained. And second, this is not a childish lack of discipline. This is total loss of control over his instincts and even parts of his body. And then he starts scamming the main 6 into giving him new gems. And yes, this is a scam. He pretends to offer a service, taking good care of the pets, he never intended to fulfill as promised. What puzzles me about this is that all the ponies go along with it, even though Spike is everything but subtle. Why, for crying out loud, would Twilight even consider paying Spike for taking care of Olicious? Okay, Olicious is officially considered a pet, being not able to speak and everything. But except that, he was an autonomous owl before he joined Twilight. He is her number 2 assistant, capable of fulfilling many tasks Spike usually does with the same, if not even better results. And he acts usually more mature and reasonable than the baby dragon. Olicious should be paid to take care of Spike, not vice versa. So yeah, Spike is as usually when he gets put into the spotlight out of character. This time he's a scamming, egotistical, irresponsible dick who takes far too much attention away from the actually good parts of this episode. A lot of people refer to Spike's behavior in this episode to his issue in Secret of My Excess, and I see where this is coming from. The mentioned previous episode started out similarly. Spike manipulates ponies into giving him stuff to satisfy his greed. But this time it's different. His greed is limited to getting a few jewels to bake his cake. He is not stealing and hoarding random objects. This is no dragon greed, this is simple I'm a dick and I want to bake my cake now greed. Even so, this episode tries to tell us otherwise with the Sakura scene, which was a complete failure if you ask me. Let me explain. The idea is that Spike's greed is actual dragon greed and that it has attracted bad mojo, that's why everything goes wrong for him. How do I know this? Because Sakura told us so. But let's not get into this whole show don't tell problematic. The first problem is Sakura comes across as a bitch herself. First, she promises Spike to help him with his problem, but wants one of his gems first. Then she gives the gem away and simply leaves. On a rational level, I get that she's actually supposed to be the guardian angel who wants to help Spike by taking away some of his bad mojo, but I never felt it during this scene. Not until later, when fate forces Spike to part with all the other gems to balance his karma, I realized that Sakura was actually supposed to be spot on with her whole dragon greed talk. But there is one big issue with this whole concept. Gems are not just valuable objects for greedy to crave for. They are also Spike's food. When Spike loses all his gems, he also loses all his food as well. And in the end he is suffering from hunger. If you want to teach a message about greed, don't make the object of the greed an existential good. Make it a bunch of books like in the previous, more focused and better Spike episode which taught the same message. Or forget about Spike and his gems completely and just give us an episode about the pets. And only the pets. Ooh, by the way, after my Keep Calm and Flutter On review, there were a lot of arguments about how Fluttershy is not the manipulative type and how she was all true kindness and stuff when reforming Discord. Now, tell me that this is not the face of a master manipulator in action. Okay, I got one last minor nitpick that would never have destroyed this episode for me on its own, but as it is, it resembles the rotten cherry on top of this untasty cupcake of an episode so many good ingredients had been wasted on. What are gems worth? I had this discussion already with Biter, Digibrony and Scan120 during our podcast about this episode, and we couldn't find a satisfying answer. There seemed to be some universal currency worth a day of pet sitting, an industrial-sized hairdryer, a cart full of donuts, or train tickets for 1 dragon, 3 fillies and 5 animals. And I don't even dare to think about how their differences in size and type fit into this calculation. But if gems are worth so much in Equestria, think about what vast sums of riches Spike eats on a regular basis. And Rarity must be unbelievable wealthy considering all the gems she has lying around all the time and the fact that she can simply go out into the field and seek out gems with her magic. Every single time I get confronted with the Equestrian currency system, I get confused beyond sanity. Well, I guess this hasn't been my most positive review I've ever done. If you enjoyed Just for Sidekicks and are looking for a more positive review / analysis, I recommend Digibrony's take on it. He really loved this episode. Go, check it out. This is TheAnYPony saying see you soon.
Someday I wish upon a star and wake up somewhere